sample contract that integrates Teller. We're going to deploy the contract to Harmony mainnet. We'll report a value to Teller, and then we'll read the value from our smart contract. The first thing that we're going to do is we're going to npm install using
Can
Teller.
we expand, please?
And using Teller is a npm package that contains contract called using Teller.
Big screen,
that
large
we can import into our contract, our sample contract, that we can use to easily access common Teller getters. To start,
these kind of things, right?
Okay,
and
cool.
You don't tell me I need to create a coding system to my codes. No. You'll figure it out.
Solidity version.
No.
8.0.
No way.
And we'll import using Teller /contract
Teller, so much PR. Why is so?
Okay. Now we'll set up our contract. We'll call it Teller Harmony.
Harmony way too much PR for the quality.
Let's be honest. File and we'll inherit from using Teller. Okay. In our constructor, we want to pass in payable Teller address.
Please, YouTube, don't remove this video because public domain, Wikimedia.
Teller Oracle sits at on our network of choice, which we'll pass in the deployment script.
It's not my
shortly. But for now, we'll continue in the contract. So we'll also set up the using Teller constructor. In the using Teller constructor, all we need to do is pass in the
I was sleeping all day because women's circles.
And for our constructor, that's all we'll do for now.
So you never know.
We'll make a function and we'll call it. So today we'll get the make the USD spot price. So we'll call it.
With those that type, it was way too loud when you type. You know, I'm copying this not because I love it, but because I know how many people of that interest have looked at it. It just makes sense.
This function, what we're going to do, and this is the typical process for requesting data on Teller, is we're going to make our query data. I'll explain these concepts in a minute. Make our query data, make our query ID, request data, parse the price. To start, Teller supports almost or any query type. But what we need to do is format our query, in this case, in Maker USD spot price, in a way that the Teller Oracle can understand. So what we'll do is we'll encode a sort of bytes encoding into bytes. This will be our query data. This will be bytes memory query data. And so we'll do an encoding, as I'll demonstrate, an ABI encoding of the string spot price. So this first argument represents the type of query that we're doing. The second argument is an inner ABI encoding of two arguments. These are the arguments of the spot price. So these being the two currencies, Maker and USD. Now we have our query ID. So this is a bytes representation of our spot price request for Maker USD spot price. The next step is pretty simple. It's bytes 32.
And the shit you call art.
And it's an ABI encoding. Excuse me, not an ABI encoding. It's a hash of
Fuck you.
Okay. So we have a hash, and the hash is actually what we're going to pass in to request data from the Oracle.
And your sister and your job.
And to request the data, we're going to return a tuple, and I'll show you what's in the tuple in a second. But we're going to use get data before.
I love seeing
pass in our query ID.
Cyrillics.
And pass in a
Makes me home.
timestamp of 30 minutes ago. So what this means is that we want to get data on our data feed, on our query ID from 30 minutes ago. And we want to do a time in the past. We usually want to use get data before as a best practice. because if we use the most current value, then we have enough time for disputes. But both functions return 3 variables. The first being success, the request. The second being the value, which is bytes memory. The third being the timestamp.
Nice.
And now we can parse the price. So on Teller, we return values as bytes to support as many return types as possible. But what we'll do is, to get the price, it's simple. We can do
Teller, is this useful information? Tell me.
ABI.decode.
Teller, tell me. It's the names you loves. It's the names.
We know that we want to extract the units.
Harmony is
so
a
we
nice
pass
name.
the
I don't know about
steps.
execution.
Okay.
Right?
And so that compiler doesn't bug us, we're actually not going to use these two. We're not using them in this demo, so I'm going to take them out so the compiler doesn't bug us. I just got to replace that.
I don't know about the community
cool.
either.
Now I think we're ready to, yep, got to return price. Okay. So we have a getter that reads Teller and returns the maker USD spot price. Let's see if it compiles.
Wow. What about the wallet, the Bitcoin coin?
Nice. It compiles. Cool. Let's write our deployment script now.
Cute.
I've hard-coded the Teller address on Harmony, so but just for reference, you have it right here, 0xb32. And as well, you can follow along on this repository, Teller Harmony demo under github.com/teller-ao/Teller Harmony demo. But to continue, what we'll do is we'll create a contract factory, so Teller factory, equals await ethers.get contract factory.
All right, one more. I mean,
And
until
we'll
we get
pass
to
in
the
the name of our
button, you know how it is.
Teller Harmony
Last
demo.
Page.
Okay. Now we can say
Микрош.
that
Remember
Teller
Microsh
factory
computer?
equals Teller factory deploy.
Microша.
And here's actually where we want to pass in our constructor argument, the Teller address. Finally, await that Teller factory is deployed.
Oh, I
Very last thing we want to do
accidentally
here is
pressed that
print out the
button. You know
address
how it is.
of our deployment.
Can't stop.
So we'll do console.log Teller factory.address.
What's happening
Okay,
here?
let's run it. So to run this, we'll do npx hard hat
Sure.
scripts deploy.js.
Okay, that's it.
We'll set the network to
Done.
Harmony. And just for reference, your hard hat, in general, like your hard hat config won't come with Harmony by default. But in this demo, in the repo, you'll see I added Harmony, and you just have to pass in a node URL that Harmony provides for free.
I don't do ads, by the way, in
And,
my
private
other
key.
browser, so it's so
your
weird to
account.
see this. It's such a mess.
If you're using a live network, like, obviously using a testnet or mainnet on Harmony, make sure you have TRB tokens and Harmony tokens. The TRB stake is 10 TRB. On Harmony, the 1 TRB token. So let's deploy. Oh, whoops. I forgot a keyword. npx hard hat run. There we go. Nice. So we have a contract address. Let's look it up. Cool. Contract. Here's our
Только на мобильном телефоне.
That's the version 0.8.4,
Oops.
which is what we use which is what Hard Hat is using for deployment here. Cool. Okay. The next thing we want to do is we'll set up Telliot. What we'll do here is the first thing is Python virtual environment, and I'm doing this in my home directory, and you can
Way
as
too
well,
long it
perfectly
takes.
safe.
I'm just gonna. Yeah, this is way too private, yo. Not for you all. And let's do the song. Oh, he changed the background.
A, B, C, D, E, F, U.
Так взрыв выглядел из города Курчатов, центра Семипалатинского полигона. Ослепительный темный. Текст, естественно, читал Левин.
Вернемся в городок полигон. Сейчас и сюда подойдет ударная волна. Вы видите группу людей, стоящих на дороге. Находясь далеко от места взрыва, они чувствуют...
For many decades, the concept, the information about the consequences of nuclear tests, or even about the very fact that the nuclear tests were conducted on such and such days, were given to the government of the Kazakh Soviet Socialist Republic. According to our government information, throughout the 40 years of Soviet nuclear weapon testing in Semipalatinsk, approximately 1.8 million people were affected. As of now, the majority of those people are dead. But now we are facing the problems with second and third generation survivors of the nuclear weapon tests. So these are children and grandchildren of those who were exposed to radiation. The tests were conducted in perhaps two big stages. One stage was on the ground and above ground.
Yeah,
And
like nobody talks
out
about
of
the underground ones. Come on.
456
Come on.
Soviet nuclear weapon
What up?
tests at
Like, talk about
Semipalatinsk.
these. Like, inform,
117
please.
were conducted from
Don't ignore
1949
the
until
underground
1962,
things.
either on the ground or above ground. And of course, the radiation fallout and contamination from those tests was the strongest. Even though the area of the test site was 18,500 square kilometers, that's the size of the state of Delaware. The contamination with radiation was detected at an area the size of 300,000 square kilometers, and that's the size of Germany. The test site is being divided into three parts: the green zone, the yellow zone, and the red zone. There are areas of land which can be recovered, and then there are areas of land which are so contaminated that they're not to be touched for the next 24,500 years. So that's basically it in terms of the damage to the environment. In terms of the damage to the health of the people, according to various estimates, there are about 200,000 people now in Kazakhstan living in eastern Kazakhstan region, in Pavlodar region, and in Karaganda region. These are three regions which border the test site area. It is in these regions where these people are living. They are mostly affected by higher than the average rates of cancer, and they are suffering from birth defects and of course all kinds of other related illnesses. Given the fact that this problem is recurring, that this problem is appearing in the second and third generation of the nuclear weapons testing survivors, I think it's a challenge, not just for today, but for the foreseeable future.
Are we done? How clear? things are not loading. Why? But do we even want them? You think they are not hurt, these trees? How fucking hurt to be cut off from its roots. It hurts. It hurts. It's really hurting. Staying alive. Staying alive. I feel love. I feel love. I feel love. I feel love. I feel love.
Looking for a lover who needs another. Don't want another night on my own. Wanna share my love with a warm lover. Wanna bring a wild man back home. But I want some hot love, baby, this evening. I need some hot stuff, baby, tonight. I want some hot stuff, baby, this evening.
Typ en boka. Difference. Hot stuff.